bad boys, what you gonna do when they come for you?
What is going on YouTube? Ninstar Rose back once again, and welcome back to another episode of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Discussion. And oh boy guys, the game is practically 1.5 months away, and I'm getting excited, and we all getting excited, and why shouldn't we? It's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Just to know it's around the corner now. It is unreal. It is not far left to go. It's gonna be the longest 1.5 month wait, but you know what? It will be worth it. But why am I back yet again? It is because I have got more facts and hints and details about Shadow's inclusion in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That is right, I am back with more facts, and it's thanks to the guys on Discord. So big shout out to all the guys on the Discord. Here's your names on the screen. Big shout out to all of you. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to make a part 7, and with us combined, we were able to find more hints and tips to Shadow's inclusion. So without further ado guys, I'm not going to keep you guys waiting any more longer. Welcome to Part 7, Shadow is in. Okay, so let's start off with an unusual one, but you know what? It makes perfect sense of why this would be the case. By adding Shadow into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, not only promotes the Sonic franchise, it promotes another very important franchise in gaming history, and that is the Mario and Sonic franchise. You know, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games and the Winter Olympic Games? Yeah, those games. And being that Tokyo, Japan is the host of the 2020 Summer Olympics that is coming up real soon, I wouldn't be surprised that there's another Mario and Sonic game in development. By adding Shadow into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, we'll promote this in the near future because, well, Shadow's in the game. He's a playable character. So is Mario. So is Sonic. So is Luigi. But you know what I mean? By adding Shadow into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate promotes not just the rivalry between Mario and Sonic, it is the rivalry between their franchises. That's the reason why I feel like adding Shadow is a smart move. It's secretly promoting a future installment of the Mario and Sonic games. It's promoting the previous installments of the Mario and Sonic games. It's also promoting past history. You know, the classic console wars back in the 1990s. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. By adding Shadow into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate helps promote that awesome old school nostalgia. So come on guys. Yes, it makes perfect sense to include Shadow. The next thing I want to bring up is, well, Sonic Forces, and I'm going to bring up Sonic Forces again. Yes, Sonic Forces has given us so much hints about Shadow's inclusion in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but I got another one here for you. It's taking the information we got and we're twisting it upside down here. Think of it this way guys, when you play Sonic Forces from start to finish, complete normal gameplay, you beat the story, you understand what happens. That's my point guys. Why do we need the Shadow DLC pack? The story absolutely makes sense with or without the Shadow DLC pack. You don't need to download it and the game will still make 110% sense, even without the prequel of the Shadow episode. Yes, it does explain how Infinite came to be, and it gives Shadow much more of a bigger role in Sonic Forces, but again, it was not necessary. Sega could have released Sonic Forces without this DLC pack and it will still completely make sense. So the real question is why did they make it? Again, is it to please the Sonic Adventure fans, or is it to revive the character? They didn't have to do it, but they did anyway. That's what I'm getting at guys. They didn't have to do it, but they did. Shadow is back, and he's back for a reason. Anyway, so the next thing I want to tackle again is now assist trophies. Yes, we've mentioned assist trophies many times again in the past, but again, got another hint for you guys. Now, I want to bring back up Knuckles. Yes, the reason why I'm bringing up Knuckles again is because everyone has speculated the Shadow Assist Trophy has most likely been replaced now by the Knuckles Assist Trophy. So what does that mean for Shadow? Oh, he could be an Echo Fighter. But that is the issue here, guys. We've been looking at it from a Shadow and Knuckles perspective. What about other character perspectives? I am talking about Isabelle. I am talking about Skull Kid now. Why am I bringing up these two? What does it got to do with Shadow and Knuckles? Well, think of it this way, guys. Skull Kid, Isabelle, and Shadow were all assist trophies in Super Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS. And now we've seen all three of them have been replaced by other characters. Skull Kid has been replaced by the Moon, Isabelle has been replaced by Cap'n, and Shadow has been replaced by Knuckles. We now know the reason why Isabelle got replaced is because she's been upgraded to a playable fighter. So what does that mean for Skull Kid and Shadow? It could mean that they have different roles in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The question is what is their roles? Skull Kid could easily be a boss in the new Spirit mode, or he could make a fantastic, unique playable fighter. And what about Shadow? It just makes common sense to make him as a playable fighter. It makes common sense to make him as an Echo fighter, because that's what Shadow has always done in past Sonic games. He is literally a Sonic clone. So you get what I'm saying, guys? Yes, the Knuckles Assist Trophy hints that Shadow is a playable character, but also the Cap'n Assist Trophy hinted that Isabelle is going to be a playable character, and the Moon Assist Trophy also hints that Skull Kid is going to be a playable character. And this theory has also been proven thanks to Isabelle, because, well, Cap'n has replaced Isabelle, Isabelle got upgraded to a unique fighter. So what does that mean for Skull Kid and Shadow? Only time will tell. But one thing I can definitely tell for sure, it is not only Shadow and Knuckles in this situation. It is also Cap'n and Isabelle, and it's also Skull Kid and the Moon. It's not only applying to Shadow and Knuckles. Since I now see it from a different character's perspective, it makes so much more sense, and it just makes it even more likely that Shadow is a playable fighter. Now, the next thing I want to bring up to your attention is one specific comment that I got in one of my past episodes, but I'm not going to put any shame on this guy. He just brought up a concern, and now I just want to address it. One thing he did say is, why would people have voted for Shadow during the Smash ballot when he was already deconfirmed? Yes, I understand what he's getting at. The Smash Bros. Ballot was promoted as vote for the character you want in Super Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS. Shadow's fate was already sealed as an assist trophy, so why would people vote for Shadow even though his fate was already sealed? Well, one thing I know for sure is the terms and conditions of the Super Smash Bros. Fighter ballot stated that it will be considered for Super Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS and future installments of the Super Smash Bros. Series. So people could have saw that and say, hey, well, that's interesting to know. But also people still would have voted for Shadow because it is an easy fix that could easily convert Shadow from an assist trophy to a playable fighter, as promoted in this image. I have shown this image off many times before in my past Shadow is in videos, and well, it just gets the message across. Time to convert. So people understand, people knew Shadow was an assist trophy, and people was trying to get the message across, hey, you already got the rights for the character, Sakurai, just convert him. And people got the message across by Shadow fans and other Sega fans around the world. This one image alone understood the situation and embraced it. That's right, they said, yes, we know Shadow's an assist trophy, but you know what, who cares, let's convert him to a playable fighter. And this theory has indeed been proven. It is thanks to Isabelle, Chrom, and Dark Samus. Isabelle, Chrom, and Dark Samus were in the same situation as Shadow back in Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS. Their fates were already sealed. Chrom was part of Robin's Final Smash, and Isabelle and Dark Samus were assist trophies just like Shadow was. And Sakurai did state it himself.
Chrom and Dark Samus joined the battle. You may have seen this coming. Both fighters have been highly requested.
That's right, Chrom and Dark Samus were highly requested, and the only way he would have knew that was through the Super Smash Bros. Fighter ballot. People knew that these characters' fates were sealed in Super Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS, but it didn't stop them. If they wanted that character in so bad, they still voted for them anyway, because, well, it's an easy fix. We've seen it happen in many other games, so it could easily happen to Super Smash Bros. So there you guys go. Even though Shadow was an assist trophy during the Smash Bros. Fighter ballot, it didn't affect his chances at all. I'm pretty certain he would have got so many votes. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is what makes an Echo Fighter. A lot of people seem to be confused about the term Echo Fighter and what does it really mean. Echo Fighter doesn't mean that, oh, any character can just copy any character. No. It's a character that has to share the same traits as an existing character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate from the same franchise. How do I know it's from the same franchise? Again, listen to what Sakurai stated about Daisy in the E3 presentation.
Allow me to introduce a brand new Echo Fighter. Daisy joins the roster as Peach's Echo Fighter. She fights in a similar manner as Peach, but they have different characteristics, which we hope you'll enjoy. Have fun playing as your favorite princesses.
Sakurai really emphasized that Daisy is indeed Peach's Echo Fighter, but they have similar traits, but their personalities are different. So yes, we well and truly knew that Daisy in past Smash Bros. Installments was just simple palette swaps. Peach was just wearing Daisy's colors in Super Smash Bros. Wii U, 3DS, even Brawl and Melee. But seeing that Daisy may have got many votes on the Smash Bros. Ballot, Sakurai would have noticed, oh man, people actually want Daisy in this game, and well, she's clearly a clone-ish like character. So what's the solution to this? It is by adding her in the game, but as an Echo Fighter, as the clone. People wanted Daisy in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate regardless of Peach's palette swap. It is because of Daisy's character. She's athletic, she's hyper, she's a tomboy. Peach is the complete opposite. Yes, they do have similar traits. Their moves and styles may be similar, but their personalities are completely different, and that's what separates the characters. Yes, they do the same things, but they're two completely different characters regardless. So that's what makes an Echo Fighter. And does that apply to Shadow? Yes, it does. Both Shadow and Sonic share the same speed, has the same attacks, has almost the same stats, they both can use Chaos Control, they both can go super, but the difference between Sonic and Shadow is their personalities. They behave completely different to one another. So there you guys go. A black palette swap for Sonic just doesn't cut it. It is not Shadow, but having Shadow as an Echo Fighter of Sonic is Shadow. So there you guys go. That's what makes an Echo Fighter. Now the next thing I want to tackle is another concern brought up by many fans in many other videos on YouTube. Now it's the boss battles. Yes, the boss battles in the so-called Spirits mode that is coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now yes, I can understand people are saying, oh, I'm concerned because Shadow could be a boss, you know, we may not be able to play as him. Well, the question is he going to be a boss? And I feel like the answer is no, he is not going to be a boss. And I got a few things that back my theory up. Whenever you fight a boss-like character in past Smash installments, let's take the original Super Smash Bros. 64 for instance. When you're fighting Metal Mario in the Metal Cavern, you're fighting Mario technically. Mario is a playable character. What about the Subspace Emissary in the Great Maze at the end of the adventure? You have to fight Shadow versions of each character that's been featured in the story, all of them, but yet they were all playable fighters as well. So that's what I'm getting at, guys. The playable fighters in Super Smash Bros. Have a specific sizing, if that makes sense. Yes, some characters are taller than others, but they are not stupidly big or not stupidly small for the battlefield in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Shadow fits that criteria. He's practically the same size as Sonic. So if he was to be a boss in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, he has to be playable. But what is a real boss in Spirits mode? A real boss is Dracula. A real boss is Rathalos. And we well and truly know that they are coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And what does Dracula and Rathalos have in common? It's their size. They're ridiculously huge. They are so big. They're even bigger than Ridley. You think Ridley was big? No. Dracula and Rathalos puts Ridley to shame. So guys, when we're talking about boss battles in the Spirit mode, we're talking about big bosses. So what big bosses can represent certain franchises? The Mario franchise, we can have Petty Piranha back from Subspace Emissary. What about Donkey Kong? We can have Lord Frederick, you know, since we got King K. Rool, we might as well have Lord Frederick. What about Legend of Zelda? Well, we still don't know what Skull Kid's role is. Yes, Skull Kid fits that criteria of the small characters, but what about Majora itself? Majora could be that large boss character. What about Metroid? Metroid is obvious, the walking version of Mother Brain from Super Metroid. Perfect. What about Yoshi? This is a fun one. I love this one. Kamek can just come out, summon any Mario bad guy and make him large. Boom, problem solved. That's the Yoshi boss battle. What about Kirby? Nightmare. We still haven't seen the Nightmare Assist trophy, so Nightmare might actually become a boss in Spirit mode. Star Fox, Andros, pretty easy. What about Pokemon? It gives us an excuse to bring back that Rayquaza boss fight from Subspace Emissary. Earthbound, same deal. Porky can come back. What about Fire Emblem? Well, it could be that Black Knight. Yes, we've noticed that the Black Knight is missing from the Castle Siege stage, and people are predicting him to be an Echo Fighter of Ike. It ain't gonna happen. I have got some connections with massive Fire Emblem fans, and they say no way on earth that the Black Knight will be an Echo Fighter of Ike. Yes, they trained under the same master as I have heard, but they play completely different. So the Black Knight cannot be an Echo Fighter of Ike. However though, he could be a boss in Spirit mode. What about Kid Icarus? It could be Medusa. I heard Medusa can change her size to be massive, so there you go. Medusa could be a boss, or could be Hades, one of the two. Metal Gear, well, A Metal Gear. Sonic. Easy one. Eggman in any of his machines. What about the Egg Dragoon? There you go. The Egg Dragoon seems to be a popular one from the Sonic franchise. What about Pikmin? That thing, that Bulborb thing. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. Pikmin boss fight. Yeah. Mega Man. That's an easy one. It could be the Yellow Devil. It could be Dr. Wily in one of his machines. Or it could be Sigma from Mega Man X. The Mii's, of course, the Dark Emperor will return. Xenoblade. Metal Face will return. Oh, this one I will love if it's a boss battle. What about Final Fantasy? It will be Sephiroth. It makes perfect sense for Sephiroth to be the Final Fantasy boss. And what about Splatoon? Splatoon could be DJ Octavio. And Castlevania, of course, is Dracula. And whatever character that doesn't really have a boss fight, it's Rathalos. So there you guys go. I honestly feel like these will be the bosses that you will have to fight in spirit mode. And they're all large shaped characters. Or they all pilot large shaped vehicles such as Eggman and Wily. And there you guys go. These are all the boss battles I think will happen in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate in Spirits mode. Notice how they're all large characters, and those characters that are small like Porky, Eggman, and Dr. Wily that have large mechanical things, these will make perfect characters for bosses. And those smaller boss fights that are in past Smash installments, they're all related to characters that are playable. So if Shadow needs to be a boss fight, he needs to be playable. There you guys go. You don't see Shadow piloting one of Eggman's big mechanical robots. No, you don't. Shadow fights on his own, just like Sonic. So there you guys go. He will not be a boss fight. It makes no sense for Shadow to be a boss fight. Now, the last thing I want to cover in this episode is how does Shadow stack up against other highly requested or highly predicted characters, such as Gina, Incineroar, Ken, Tails, Sora, you name it. How does Shadow stack against the rest of them? And you know what? I have done the research. I looked on the internet high and low. I checked out other people's many speculations. I heard what other people had to say about so many other characters, and no pun intended, but Shadow smashes them all. What I'm getting at here is, guys, people may predict characters, people may speculate characters, but what characters actually have the most facts against other characters? As you guys clearly see, this is episode 7 of Shadow is in. I have presented so many facts, so many hints of Shadow being in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, regardless if those facts came from outside of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate or even facts hinted from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with the facts that we've got. By comparing Shadow's chances to other characters, Shadow just destroys everyone. I mean everyone. He is number 1. I've got a list of highly requested characters right here, and I'm going to go through all of them with you right now and compare them to Shadow. And I'm going to compare them by percentage, so you guys know how strong the evidence stack up for Shadow against other characters. So without further ado, here we go. Let's smash through this list. Shadow versus FZero. The first one I got on this list is Shadow versus any FZero rep. Yes, FZero rep has been highly speculated, and you know what? People saying due to Echo Fighters, Black Shadow could join the roster. How does that compare to the facts and evidence we presented to Shadow? Well, Shadow completely destroys it. Shadow has 99% over any FZero rep. That means FZero rep has only got a measly 1% compared to Shadow. Shadow has just got so much more facts backing him up compared to any FZero rep. And FZero is a dead franchise. Before we get another FZero rep in Smash, we need a new FZero game first. The only thing that's going for any FZero rep is the fact that Echo Fighters exist, but Shadow also fits that criteria. So that's why Shadow's got a 99% chance over any FZero rep. Shadow versus Rhythm Heaven. The next one is any Rhythm Heaven rep, Karate Joe and the Chorus Kids, and they have the same deal as the FZero rep. Do we need a playable fighter to represent Rhythm Heaven? No, we don't. It is hard to make a Rhythm Heaven character based on rhythm in a fighting game. That would be very hard to develop. And also, is a Rhythm Heaven rep really mandatory as a playable fighter to represent its franchise? No, it's not. An assist trophy will suffice, and maybe a level, but that's about it. That's the only representation Rhythm Heaven really needs in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate to promote its series. Yes, we got that little tease of Karate Joe in the King K. Rool trailer, but again, that is nothing. If anything, they should have used that pose and footage for the Rhythm Heaven trailer itself, but obviously they didn't. They used it for the Donkey Kong trailer. So there you guys go. There's not really many facts backing up any Rhythm Heaven rep. And how does Shadow compare to Rhythm Heaven? Again, the same as FZero, 99% to 1%. Shadow versus Incineroar. Now this one's got a bit of controversy, but it is Incineroar. Yes, Shadow versus Incineroar is next. So how does Incineroar stack up to Shadow? Barely anything. Yes, Incineroar has been speculated and leaked by Vergaben, but where's the proof? We do not know. Vergaben 4 we know can be completely wrong. We've been hearing hints and rumors that Nintendo has been giving out fake names. Square Enix has been giving out fake names. So for all we know, Incineroar could be one of the fake names. And again, there's no facts backing up Incineroar other than the Vergaben leak, which is not strong enough to back up Incineroar. And again, Incineroar was not requested on the Smash ballot. No Gen 7 Pokemon could have been requested by the Smash ballot, and it's clear as day Sakurai is taken influence by the Smash ballot. If any Pokemon is to get into Smash, it's a Gen 3 rep because Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire was out at the time. So how does Incineroar stack to Shadow? Incineroar only gets a 5%. And Shadow gets a 95%. Shadow's just still got more facts backing him up compared to Incineroar. Incineroar got barely anything. Shadow's got a lot more. Shadow versus Tails. This one's going to be over before you know it, but how does Shadow stack up against Tails? Yep, from the same franchise, Tails versus Shadow. Who would win in a fight between evidence and hints? Shadow destroys Tails. Tails only has 5%, while Shadow has 95%. The only thing that was going for Tails is that people would prefer him as a new unique fighter, but being Tails is still spotted in the background of Green Hill Zone really lessens his chances. It doesn't stop him from being a playable fighter as proven with Toon Link and the Spirit Train level, but this is the catch. That is a Nintendo IP. This is a Sega IP. Nintendo can afford to do that, especially with Toon Link since he was a veteran at the time. But Tails is a new unique fighter. He would have to be presented in a new unique trailer. So they cannot have Tails in the background of Green Hill Zone, because why go the effort of adding him into Green Hill Zone if he's going to be a playable fighter to begin with? So that's the only thing that was gone for Tails, and well, because he's in the Green Hill Zone stage, it really lessens his chances dramatically. Tails was not in the background, that would have raised his chances a little bit more. But again, Shadow's got the facts. Tails just doesn't cut it. That's why Shadow has 95 and Tails only has 5. Shadow versus Sora. Now this one's going to be a bit interesting, but how does Shadow stack up against Sora from Kingdom Hearts? Shadow's got a 90% and Sora has 10%. Unfortunately, as awesome Sora would be, Sora has to be a full package deal. Yes, people say, oh, we only need Square to get on board, and if Disney okays it, then it's okay, it's all good. But no, when you're talking about Smash, Smash represents their franchises to the fullest. That's why Sonic has a full-fledged Green Hill Zone stage. That's why Metal Gear has a full-fledged Shadow Moses Island stage. That's the reason why Castlevania's got a 6th stage and all of these awesome bosses. They go full out. So you would need to do the same with Sora. And what does that include? Disney characters. You need to have Donald and Goofy with Sora. It is simple as that. If Disney doesn't get involved, then Sora cannot be in Smash. And while Disney has to be involved to fully promote Kingdom Hearts to its fullest in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So unfortunately, I don't think Sora's gonna happen. It is a package deal. It has to be with Disney. And by adding Disney characters means that any cartoon character can come into Smash. And well, the doors will be open for Goku and Shrek. So there you guys go. Sora and Disney just ain't gonna cut it. Shadow versus Isaac. How about Shadow versus Isaac from Golden Sun? Well, Shadow's got an 85% chance and Isaac has only got a 15. The evidence that Shadow has got so much more than Isaac does. Yes, Isaac is a Nintendo IP. Yes, he was highly requested on the ballot. Yes, he was a pass assist trophy. And we've got that tease of Rathalos with Link, Marth, and Shulk teasing the gameplay style of Golden Sun. But that's all we got for Golden Sun. There is no other hints. Not even credible leakers like Vergaben stated anything about Isaac. So it's not looking good for Isaac, unfortunately. And well, comparing him to Shadow, Shadow's just got so much more facts backing him up. That's the reason why I gave this result. 85% to Shadow, 15 to Isaac. Shadow versus Ken. Now let's talk about Ken. Shadow versus Ken. Ken from Street Fighter. I give Ken a 15% and Shadow is an 85%, again going by the facts that we've got. What only gives Ken an edge is the whole Echo Fighter thing. Yes, Ken is the original Echo Fighter in fighting games. He was the first Echo Fighter in fighting games, so it makes sense to include him as an Echo Fighter in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. But that's the only thing we got going for him. Yes, we got the Vergaben leak saying that Ken is an Echo Fighter of Ryu, and we got that screenshot that hasn't been debunked. But you know what? I'm not saying that Ken is not in the game, but for all we know, that image could be a Ken assist trophy. We don't know his role. If you ask me, if you were to choose any Street Fighter rep, it should have been Chun-Li. Chun-Li is much more iconic than Ken, and Chun-Li would be so much more fitting for Smash than a Ryu Echo Fighter, and that's the only thing that's gone for Ken. There just isn't much facts backing up Ken, so that's the reason why Shadow's got an 85% over Ken. Shadow versus Dixie Kong. Now let's talk about Dixie Kong. How does Dixie Kong stack against Shadow? Shadow has an 85% and Dixie Kong only has 15. Yep, nothing really going for Dixie Kong other than that she's a very popular character that was requested on the ballot. People think that she might be an Echo Fighter, but there's no hints whatsoever of Dixie's inclusion other than the ballot and that she's highly requested. So that's why Dixie Kong gets a 15 compared to Shadow's 85. Well, Shadow just destroys Dixie Kong in this situation. Shadow versus Steve. What about Steve from Minecraft versus Shadow? Shadow's got an 80% while Steve has got 20%. Now, there is a little more facts backing up Steve compared to other characters that we already talked about. And the big fact that we got going on for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, for Minecraft and Microsoft and anything like that is the whole cross promotion that they've been doing lately. You can play Minecraft on Xbox and Nintendo Switch with each other. I believe you can do the same with Rocket League and Fortnite. So Nintendo and Xbox have been buddy-buddy lately and they've been pushing the cross play. So that's what gives hints to Minecraft. And Vergaben stated that, you know what, there might be some Minecraft representation in Smash. Again, he doesn't have anything to back his theory up, but that's the only thing that's got going for him. So that's the reason why Steve gets a 20% and Shadow gets an 80. Shadow versus Banjo Kazooie. Now off from one Microsoft character to another. Banjo Kazooie. How does Banjo Kazooie stack against Shadow? Same as Steve. 20% to Banjo Kazooie while Shadow has 80%. The only differences between Steve and Banjo is there's no leaks from Vergaben, and while Banjo's got more requests on the ballot than Steve. And of course the cross promotion between Microsoft and Nintendo helps Banjo's case just like Steve did. So, but again, is it strong enough to compare to Shadow's facts and evidence? Unfortunately, no it doesn't. Shadow still destroys Banjo Kazooie in this situation. Shadow versus Hilda. Now this is where the list is going to get a little interesting. How does Shadow compare to Princess Hilda? Yes, Princess Hilda from The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. Princess Hilda can indeed be an Echo Fighter. There is not that many hints for Princess Hilda, but these hints come from Smash Bros. Ultimate itself. That's what gives Hilda a bit of a shot. Hilda would have been requested on the Smash ballot, and A Link Between Worlds at the time of the Smash Bros. Ballot was the most recent mainstream Zelda game too, so there was only a few handful of characters the Zelda fan base would have voted for during that period, being Giraham, being Midna, but they're both still assist trophies. Now begs the question, Hilda. How does Hilda fit into this? Well, Hilda can be an Echo Fighter of Zelda. She looks almost identical to Zelda. She does everything that Zelda can do, but she's got different attitude. She's got different personalities. She is a Zelda corrupted by power after all, so it only makes sense for her to be an Echo Fighter. And what also stumps me is the fact that Zelda has been upgraded with a Link Between Worlds look. They didn't have to do that, but they did anyway, and by having that Zelda specifically sets the stage wide open for Hilda. That's why I feel like Hilda has got a bit more of a better shot compared to the other characters that we just talked about. Hilda sits at 30% while Shadow is on 70%. Shadow versus Gina. Now let's talk about a highly requested character, and that is Gina. Yes, Gina from Super Mario RPG. Very, very highly requested on the Smash ballot. Vergaben has stated that a Square Enix rep will be in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Gina is part of the original Big 3 requested characters since Melee, going back that far. That's right, being Ridley, K. Rool, and Gina. They've been requested for so long, those three, and 2 of the Big 3 are in, and while Gina is the only one left. Also, Sakurai himself has stated how much he actually likes Gina and that he tried to get him in both Brawl and 3DS and Wii U, but he couldn't quite get it done due to reasons unknown. But Gina did indeed get a Mii costume as DLC for Super Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS, and they even promoted it with a fancy splash screen and everything, so Sakurai himself knows for a fact that how many fans want Gina. But again, how does the Gina facts stack up against the Shadow facts? Yes, although they're really powerful facts from Gina, there's not that many of them. Compared to Shadow's facts, still Shadow destroys it. That's the reason why Gina sits at 30% compared to Shadow's 70%. Shadow versus Skull Kid. How does Shadow stack up against Skull Kid? Yes, we brought up Skull Kid a few times in this Shadow is in series, and well, there's reasons for it. Just like Shadow, there is a lot of hints from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate itself hinting to Skull Kid. I'm not talking about furniture and stuff in the background where Sakurai is sitting. I'm talking about actual facts from the footage that we've been presented from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And being that the moon is the new Majora's Mask Assist trophy, what is in store for Skull Kid? And also, Skull Kid is a highly requested character. I wouldn't be surprised out of all the Zelda characters, Skull Kid would have been the highest requested newcomer to join the Zelda franchise. The Zelda franchise itself is also underrepresented. They need more characters for Zelda, and Skull Kid is a fan favorite for years now. And again, thanks to the hints that's been presented for Skull Kid from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate itself, that's the reason why Skull Kid has got a 35% chance over Shadow, and Shadow's now got a 65% against Skull Kid. Again, Shadow's just got so much facts, both from in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and out of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. He's got more than double than what Skull Kid has. That's the reason why Shadow has still got an edge over Skull Kid. Shadow versus Shantae. Now, the last character I got on this list is the only character that's giving a Shadow a little bit of run for his money. And I mean only a little bit. Yes, Shadow still beats her, but this character has got a heap of facts backing her up. And that is Shantae, the half genie hero from Way Forward. Shantae has got one big hint helping her out from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and many hints from outside of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, such as Way Forward's radio silence, such as the Jammy Mode DLC hinting about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate itself, such as all the support Way Forward pushed during the time of the Smash Bros. Ballot to any fighting indie game. Shantae has been excluded while Shovel Knight's been chucked in all of them, and the big hint from Smash Bros. Ultimate is the fact that indie characters are indeed in the game. Shovel Knight was able to make it, well, so can Shantae. So the question is what is Shantae's role? By her being absent by all of these fighting indie games, and from Way Forward itself, from being super loud and super promoting like mad to complete radio silence, and of course the free Jammy Mode DLC which hints Smash Bros. Ultimate left, right and center, the cards are laying on the table for Shantae, but most of those hints come from outside of Smash Bros. Ultimate and not necessarily inside of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So that's the reason why Shadow sits at 60% compared to Shantae's 40%. Shadow versus everyone. And there you guys go. I named a heap ton of characters that's been highly predicted by many fans, it's been highly speculated by many fans, and compare their facts and evidence compared to Shadow's facts and evidence. And well, Shadow beat every single one of them. Shadow destroyed every single one of them. If Shadow was able to beat all of them with 60% or higher, and comparing Shadow to all the fighters that we just went through, Shadow sits on a solid 80% while everyone else sits on 20%. All these other characters have got nothing on Shadow. The other characters just don't have enough evidence or facts to back them up. It's just merely speculation or fake leaks, but Shadow has just got so much more hints, so much more facts to back him up in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This game's winner is...
I am the ultimate.
Shadow. So there you guys go. That is all I have. Shadow is looking fantastic for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Shadow wrecks them all. And Shadow will wreck them all in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Yeah, man. I cannot wait to play as Shadow, the ultimate life form, in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And guys, we will find out about Shadow in less than 1.5 months from now. And again, guys, keep showing your support. Hashtag Shadow for Smash. Show your support for Shadow in any way you can. Any way you can. It is not over until it's over. There's still 1.5 months left to go. So guys, do not give up. Keep your faith strong. Keep your beliefs strong. If you want Shadow in so badly in Smash Bros. Ultimate, believe it. Just believe it and it will happen. If you really want it, it will happen. Show your support in any way you can and you will see Shadow in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, fighting Mario, fighting Link, fighting Bayonetta, fighting Cloud, fighting Dark Pit, fighting Pikachu, fighting Pichu, you will see Shadow beat them all. And it will happen. Shadow is in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, guys. I am so convinced. And the facts and evidence just prove it for him. 7 episodes now, guys. 7. There is nothing stopping Shadow for getting into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And that's it. That's all I have. It's just now a matter of time. This is it, guys. We're on the final stretch. We're almost there for the release of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And it's only a matter of time when Shadow is revealed. And when he does, I will cry. I will absolutely cry. And I'm pretty sure all of you will too. So guys, that's all I have. Without further ado, I think this is the perfect time to end this episode off. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the episode, give it a like, support the channel, like, comment, subscribe, do what you want to do. If you guys want to talk about Shadow again, check out my Discord, links in the description. You're more than welcome to join it. We're just going to be talking about Shadow and Smash Brothers, and hopefully when he's revealed, we can all go crazy. And I just cannot wait for that to happen. So guys, that's it. I am done. Shadow for Smash. Spread the word. Shadow for Smash Ultimate. Ultimate Light Form in Ultimate. Let's make this happen. Shadow for Smash. And you guys stay way past cool.